Okay, are y'all ready for a sneak peek of my bathtubs and my kitchen sink? These are really close to being started. We're going to refinish them. We're waiting on the kits, and I have taken some pictures of the different types of legs, and I'm going to insert them so that you can see some close-ups of the legs. I do not know what the tubs actually look like on the other side because they're too heavy to turn over. So I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm going to do. And as soon as the kit arrives, then we will start the restoration of these two antique bathtubs. Hang on. Okay, at this point, I don't know which set of legs goes with which bathtub, so I'm trying to figure that out. You can see there's different shapes on how they're attached, totally different. I don't know which one's the oldest or which one's not at this point. Okay, so I think I got these figured out finally. And y'all look at them. Tell me which feet you like. I know which ones I like, and I would really love to see the other side of the tub at the same time, but that's not possible. So y'all let me know which ones you prefer. See this cool, it's got a date and it's got an X and a couple of 25s on this one. It's pretty cool. Okay, so while I'm trying to figure out which one I really like, let's go over the sink. This is a vintage sink. It's got a date 7/13/1950. So it is pretty old also. It is stainless steel. It is not cast iron. It's stainless steel with enamel painted over the top. Got two drain boards, which is kind of neat. The sink, it's good size. I'll measure it when I get started, let you know. I like the little splashboard back there too. So I put all the feet back out so I could take a good look at them together. So y'all think about it. This one has a date. I thought it was 86, but I think it's 98. So think about it. Which one do you like? The age. I know that they were in a cow pasture in California. I live in Georgia. When I visited my brother Jack many years ago, maybe 6, him and my husband went out to the pasture and they gathered these up, and the original feet are still there. This one is plain, and as you can see, it has kind of an odd shaped little, it's a latch. I had to kind of figure out how it went on, so I'll show you. But they have a great patina. You can tell they're cast iron. The screw is still in there, so we're going to have to figure out how to get that out, because we're going to need, from what I gather, it sits like this. So that is what this one is going to look like. It will have plain feet. You can see the age of it. This will have to be sanded down because it's very pitted, so I'll have to sand that down so that we can get a good drain connection. So this is what the first one looks like. It has a little more square look to it. I think you can see the shape of it. And up here is actually, I gotta get that out of the way. I don't want to fall off this porch. There is a date. I thought it was 86, but I believe it's 98. So I don't know if that is 1898. Certainly not 1986. It's much older than that, much older. So you can see how pretty the feet are, even plain feet. They're just really pretty. I love the looks of them. And I may get the rust off of them, and then I will seal them so that they don't rust anymore. But they have been painted. Got little goodies inside there, but they've been painted inside and out at one time. You can see here's the little square hex. Now look at that. So this is the first one. This is where you put your head. This is the head end, and this would be where you would stick your feet while you're soaking. So this is number 1. Mind you, I have not made up my mind which one I want to put in the farmhouse. It really depends on how they look on the inside and how much work on the inside. I am going to refinish both, and I will be selling one that I do not use. So this is number 1. This is number 2. It has still the kind of squared off. This would be the feet, where the drain is at, of course. Still would have to sand this hole down, but there's no chips, other than just slight pitting. Excuse the dog. And this one has claw feet, which I feel like is much older than the other one, but I don't know for sure. I haven't been able to find any information yet. Now this one has an unusual date. It has an X, and it has the number 25 twice. So I've got to try to do a little bit of research on that. So no, I don't know if that's 1925, but it probably is. I'm sure it's not 1825. I don't think it's that old, but I could be wrong. And these are the claw feet. Aren't they a great color? I really love the color. And they have all been painted at one time. You can see the white paint, which is probably paint that I need to get off. But if I seal it, then it should not be a problem. But isn't that the coolest? It's got a lot of great detail on these feet. These are true claw and ball and claw feet. Now, when we go up to where you would rest your head, it's much rounder here than the other one. And I think it actually extends I think the angle here actually is more angled than the other one, which might be more comfortable to actually lay down and rest your head. Of course, they all have the curved rolled edges, which will be cool when we get to see that part of it. So this is number 2. This is number 2. I love the feet. Okay, so next is my kitchen sink. This kitchen sink is not cast iron. It is stainless steel, because when I turned it over, I do have some dates. And as you can tell, these have all been in a barn or near the barn. So this is the sink that I'm going to use in my 1936 farmhouse. It's got drain boards on both sides. Got a nice size sink. It's probably 18 inches wide, 12 inches deep. I'll get the measurements when I get ready to start cleaning it up. So once I get this one cleaned up, get the hardware taken off, I'm going to look for some vintage looking hardware. But I love this sink. You know, this is a vintage sink. Not as old as the tubs, but definitely a vintage sink. So this is what I'm going to be working on. I just want to give y'all a little sneak peek, and then we'll see how the sanding and the refinishing goes, the cleanup. Definitely the cleanup. So I hope that you have enjoyed this little sneak peek tour of what is coming up. And I will be keeping you up to date on how the restoration is going. I should be done within a couple of days if the weather cooperates, and we can get it over to the farmhouse and get it ready to install. So, y'all like this video? And if it was fun, I don't know how useful it will be yet, but if you enjoyed it and you want to follow along with me, please hit that subscribe and hit that little bell, and I'll let you know when I get back on and show you some more. Bye now. See ya.